It's Sunday night. Nothing is actually happening. There's no immediate threat in the room. And yet your body screams, something is wrong. Most people call this feeling anxiety, and they usually mean it as a bad feeling they need to get rid of as fast as possible. But the philosopher Martin Heidegger had a much sharper, more interesting way of looking at it. He said that fear and anxiety are not the same thing at all. Fear always has an object. You can point to it. You're afraid of that big meeting tomorrow, that difficult message you have to send, that bill sitting on your counter, that uncertain outcome. Fear is specific. It grabs a thing in the world and says, there, that's the danger. But anxiety, what Heidegger called Angst, is completely different. Anxiety doesn't point at just one thing. Instead, it changes the entire field of your experience. It's that feeling when the very ground that normally holds your day together starts to loosen and shift. Not the planet itself, not physical reality, but your world. And by world, Heidegger doesn't mean the globe floating in space. He means the intricate web of meaning you live inside every single day. It's your roles, your routines, your projects. It's what you count as success, what you count as failure, what feels normal. It's what's at stake, who you answer to, who you're trying to impress, and who you're terrified to disappoint. That entire structure is your world. This is why Sunday night is such a perfect example of this feeling. The room is the same. The sofa you're sitting on is the same. The kettle in the kitchen is the same. But the week ahead, your work week, begins to appear on the horizon. And when it appears, it doesn't arrive as a neat to-do list. It arrives as a heavy, crushing weight. You open your laptop, and suddenly it's not just a laptop. It's a doorway into a flood of expectations and demands. You see your work bag by the door, and it's not just a bag. It's a role, a costume, that you have to step back into and perform. If you were experiencing fear, you'd say, I'm scared of that specific meeting on Monday morning. But with anxiety, you can't locate it like that. It's more like the whole way your life hangs together feels fragile and exposed. This is what Heidegger called uncanniness, or the feeling of being not at home. It's a strange and unsettling state where you can be in your own house, surrounded by familiar things, and still feel slightly evicted from your own day. The familiar becomes oddly thin and transparent. Your comfortable routines suddenly look like hollow mechanical procedures. And you might catch yourself thinking, why am I even doing any of this? What's the point? And here's the really challenging part of Heidegger's idea. He doesn't treat that feeling as just a malfunction, as a bug in your system that needs to be fixed. He treats it as a moment of disclosure, a moment of truth. Because when the usual meanings and structures of your life loosen their grip, you get a glimpse of something that your busy, everyday existence normally hides. You are not locked into one single script. Your life is not a predetermined path. See, a lot of our lives run on quiet, unspoken guarantees. We rely on invisible supports that we rarely think about. We don't say them out loud, but we live as if they are absolute truths. Guarantees like, if I perform well enough, I'll be approved of and loved. If I plan for every contingency, I can control the outcomes. If I just keep everyone around me happy, I'll be safe. If I stay busy enough, I won't have to face the bigger, scarier questions about my life. If I just hold on to this role, this job, this identity, then I'll know who I am. That classic Sunday night dread often arrives when one of those silent guarantees starts to crack. And it doesn't have to be because something dramatic happened. It can simply be because your world stopped feeling so solid and unquestionable for a moment. So here's a new lens to look through. Don't just ask yourself, how do I calm down and make this feeling go away? Instead, try asking, what false security is being exposed right now? What was I leaning on that I didn't even know was carrying me? So what can we do with this? Here's a simple practice. 2 steps in a move. Step 1 is to simply name it. Is it fear or anxiety? If you can point directly to the object of your worry, it's fear. If the whole world feels wobbly and unstable, it's anxiety. Step 2. If it's anxiety, take a moment to write down one single sentence. Start it with, my false security was, and then fill in the blank. Was it the need for approval? The illusion of control? The demand for certainty? Was it hiding behind a role? Using busyness as a shield? Or needing a sense of belonging at all costs? Then you make one grounded move. This isn't about fixing everything. It's about taking back a small piece of your agency without just reacting to the panic. Take one walk around the block. Set one small, healthy boundary. Send one honest message you've been avoiding. Make one small decision that's truly your own. One small act that says, I see what's being exposed here, and I can respond to it without pretending it isn't there. Anxiety isn't good in the way that feeling happy is good, but it can be truthful. It reveals just how fragile your sense of normal really is, and how much of your life is held up by borrowed certainty. It shows you the scaffolding you've built your world upon. So the next time that Sunday night dread hits, I invite you to ask this question. What false security is it exposing in you? Thinking about this can be the first step towards building a life on a much more solid, authentic foundation. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.